Hi, folks. So, as promised, we are going to watch another match in the Battle for the Seven Kingdoms in round 3. This is the match between No Friends, No Life. It's just one player, and the Gauting Gardeners. So, it's Bara against Tyrell. We can have a little look. So, this is the situation after 2.5 rounds. One team is already on 3 wins. Some still have a chance to join that group, including the two teams that are playing now. So very interesting. And yes, you can still get through with 3 wins to reach the cut, but those that have already lost 3 are kind of out now. Well, out for sure, theoretically. Tyrell is still playing. I think it will be a giant tie with some teams that have 3 wins in the end, and it will come down to individual games. So it's each game very important to get as many wins as you can, as we also saw last year. So let's see if the games have started. So we have this one starting now, and just to show you very briefly the decks. I have them all here. So it's do I have the right one? Yes. So Assault from the Shadows, one of the best Tyrell decks at the moment. All kinds of resets, including 3 copies of Varys and all the econ, right? And then late game you have your Knight of Flowers and your Shrewd Diplomats and your Queen's Retinues, and you never lose any power challenges, and you have your Starry Sept, right? And you're just eventually going to win. That's what we've seen many times in the last 6 months or so, or perhaps even a few months longer. So ever since Online Worlds last year, but it's amazingly come up against a deck with 2 barring the gates and exposed duplicity. So if ever there was a bad matchup, I mean, this surely has to be it. You can reset this Knights deck, but the whole premise is to stick stuff in shadows and then keep them there so that they can't come out. And yeah, I wonder if that's going to work today for Gabi. So we'll jump into the game because they have started. By the way, it's back-to-back games today, so it's they play all 3. Gabi just plays 3 in a row. First opponent is Schwaig, as you can see. And what do we have? So we have absolutely perfect start for Tyrell with Arbor and Hightower, and Red Strengths and Gate of the Gods. So Sparrows a bit if Sparrows is allowed to come out of shadows. And we open with Palace on the other side, so it's not going to rush into the barrings because they are super important plots. And of course, there's 2 knights in place, so draw 3 for Gabi as the Iron Throne. And anything is a target for Dark and Full of Terrors, basically. I've been trying for a long time to make this deck work with Dark and Full of Terrors ever since that event was released. Banished is, of course, an older card. Tried with Kingdom of Shadows. I mean, it's one individual games. You have anecdotes and stories from this working tremendously well, like doing a random power challenge in round 1 and locking Khal Drogo in shadows and then killing Drogon or whatever. That's happened, but as far as actually doing well in the tournament, I played it in friendly opens, never got more than 2 wins, I think, in a single event. And then Dragonstone was released, which it's a piece that works with this keep stuff in shadow strategy, and Red Ronet to raise claim, and tried that as well, and it was unfortunately underwhelming. And I'm really happy to see that Gabi has found a deck that looks really promising. Basically plays the Knight's agenda to keep a supply of cards. The rest is just focusing on that, call it a gimmick, until it gets results. But I think this deck has potential to get results, and quite important to get dupes as well. So Morghulis isn't killing off Godry and the Red Ronet, and it's not reducing the number of knights. So even on the Morghulis turn, Gabi will draw 3. And despite the tremendous econ start for Tyrell, I think he is doing well and he has achieved what he set out to achieve here. 2 gold left conveniently. Are we sticking her in shadows? The problem is now there is gold to just bring her straight out. It's going to eat the intrigue claim. And that's the event. That could have been played. We commentated on a game in round 1 that was quite similar. We kept wondering whether there was the event in hand and just kept getting discarded. Yeah, I understand why he wouldn't want to just waste it, basically. On a situation where it's not doing that much damage. Although he did play Palace, so guess if Knight of Flowers came out or something. And then there isn't gold to remarshal it this round. If you stick it in shadows and then you go barring, right? High Tower is a source of draw for Tyrell if things go really badly. The other source of the Old Town Undercity, but that's awkward if Shadows is stuck basically with the barrings and exposed. You can still do it on non-characters. It is assault, so if you get Old Town Undercity, you can draw a bit. And now, instead of putting her in Shadows, she's just going to die, right? Or is she? 4 gold left. Could have done a shrewd diplomat or something. But yeah, it's 2 attackers, so. Bye bye, Eleanor. That should be dominance as well. There was a shrewd diplomat, so yeah, he attacked with 2. Didn't give a chance to happen, and shrewd diplomat just comes in to draw. Yeah, I have to kind of bring them out now to have some kind of board before it all goes downhill on barring, right? Okay, it's not wasting the barrings just yet. So second plot has 5 left after this, and 2 are barring and 1 is exposed. So first now we'll get rid of the God Redupe. So could potentially expose Red on it to march to the wall, or to get rid of his dupe and get him claimed, or get him Gulist potentially, or whatever. It is a reasonably big hit. Now what do we have that survives first? No, plenty of econ. There's a King's Road there. And there's a card in Shadows, so he plays, as I said, the anti-Shadow stuff. So it's not Shadow Priestess. I don't think there's even one in the deck. It's gotta be banished from the light. And yeah, that was pretty decent. Schwaig will get back his diplomat to hand. This deck is capable a little bit of just playing on the board, but the bottom matchup, it's not the best. Knight of Flowers relies on stuff coming out of shadows. You have resets because you want to hide your stuff mainly in shadows or hand. Don't want it on the board too much. So it's not built to really play this game where it's barring all the time. Might have to just do like a duped Knight of Flowers in play and see what happens. If nothing else, Schwaig has the agenda surely to trigger. But yeah, you can't really invest long term in stuff, right? You can't say, okay, this round not much is going to happen. I just put stuff in shadows. That's stuff that's potentially lost for the next 2 rounds, and game could be gone by then. Not to mention that at the end of the bar, it's just going to have exposed. Yeah. Look at all the locations. So against any other matchup almost. Okay, if there's a Sir Jason Bannister lurking about or something, but against most matchups, set up your stuff, you're probably not going to lose. You can even this round do your whatever Queen's Retinue to stop the power gain. And you're set up really nicely. But here he's kind of stuck now, I think. Putting them into shadows, I think they will also be coming out, right? Shrewd Diplomat is in hand. It's a useful character. It works from hand as well as from shadows, so it's not nice to lose that now, I think. Hmm. Well, there's no penalty, right? For losing this, there's no character that can be banished or whatever. I think Red on it might just wait now. Yeah. Any counter, or are we going into the next round? Okay, comes in for free and we'll gain a gold. That's gold that can be used for Shrewd Diplomat from hand, I guess, in theory. Do we do power or do we do intrigue? We do power. You don't want poison coin, so I think you should defend, although if there was genuinely poison coin, maybe intrigue would be done because that doesn't look defendable. And he comes out, but not with the dupe. Could he not come out first? I guess not, because there was no gold. He cost 5, right? So I need to do this to get the high tower gold. And do we have a 0 cost card? We do not, so 6 for it is. Tyrell fighting. The palace would be nice actually to threaten Knight of Flowers with bad stuff. Check on the plots a little bit. Pointy and Harris are the two less threatening plots for Gabi. I think he probably starts with the Barings now, does he? Or does he just do Harris? Because it's not a plot that will benefit him, and there's the Harris and Morghulis coming from the other side anyway, so. There we are. Close call into Baring, doesn't even draw a card. Now you have to plan the board. And actually losing that unexpected guile now is not so fun. Okay, you're not genuinely putting characters back into shadows, but it's a Knight of Flowers trigger for what it's worth. But you do play Assault, so you can get a trigger just by doing some random Gate of the Gods, and yeah, I think this one is well worth it to find you other cards. Mm-hmm. Lay Waste. Can lay it on the throne, but it's not amazing, probably. Yeah. Think we're going with full board presence. Then you do expose yourself to the Harris. And Gabi will hold the pointy end to get rid of the power from Knight of Flowers eventually, right? I gotta say this Bar deck is a kind of a perfect counter for the Tyrell Assault, so if Tyrell Assault still competes really well in this one and maybe even wins, it's a really good sign that the deck is just tough at the moment. And if this is not a bad matchup, then there are no bad matchups.
Hello.
Hello to you. First of the two Barings has just been played, so Tyrell will have to play out some stuff now.
Yeah, that sucks for Tyrell, I think.
Plays out the Varys. Varys can't go into a challenge though because it's dangerous, and I'm sure this one is banished, so. I mean, there is Hightower and Old Town Undercity, so if you can Varys and maybe even get the Knights. Let's see if Varys gets nailed now. Yeah, so I think there might be Dark in front of Terrace. If you could Varys, I was going to say, then it's not so bad. Maybe force Bara to draw just two at some point. You have superior draw and get back into the game, but don't know.
Is there any hands judgment for Tyrell side?
Well, when I played this against Lannister casually the other day. He had Hand's Judgment and seized and everything. But no, not in this version.
Yeah, I mean, if there is the event that puts new character into shadows, that sucks a lot.
One is in the discard pile. Okay, so
I have to say that the Iron Throne is dead today.
yeah, I mean it is Sunday. Sometimes it's dead anyway. But
Yeah.
well, lately, certainly since yesterday, it's been quite a shock for some people who were not aware what was going to happen. Just suddenly, all the decks are banned because of the rotation test, and it's not been well received. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's just the reason, because just in general, there's not a lot of people
No, we have one
respecting
viewer
the
on the
games. And yeah.
stream as well. That's Francisco. This one that's
Hello,
displayed here.
Francisco.
We'll be seeing Francisco's deck in
Oh,
action
yeah, I
later
was
as
gonna
well.
say they copied his deck exactly.
Could have made some improvements, right? But they didn't.
I think Francisco himself made some improvements after Schwaig.
That's the thing. I've seen some decks being copied where the person who posted it from Stalek actually wrote a description, right? What could be better, and they just copied it. They didn't even bother to read that and maybe implement those changes that the
Maybe
person
they did
suggested.
read and said, okay, I like it better this way. And there's no shame in copying something that's great.
No, of course not. I mean,
We did copy Francis's deck basically, and I mean, there's some changes to it,
sure.
but very minimal. And honestly, I mean, I put the Reigns plot that gives you 2 power, but it does win some games, but I don't know, I suggest expose, and as you see a lot of shadows going around, it's actually would be a really good meta call.
Yeah, I mean, the Open Revolt was actually great so far.
It has been great, so I'm not sad about it, but
And
you know.
Expose honestly would be pretty great as well. I don't know which one you would lose, which one is not getting played. They're all getting played, right?
Yeah.
They're all getting played, so.
So Red Vein comes out of shadows, just a dupe for a stand.
Yeah.
And the event hasn't been played yet.
Not yet. I mean, it doesn't need to be. It can be played in Dominance.
Oh, it's not challenger section.
No. God is going strong as well. He will eventually have Intimidate. If the event is played in Dominance, it will give him 1 power.
1 gold.
One gold and strength and.
Yeah,
Actually,
so
does he get strength?
Gets strength, of course.
No, he doesn't. Does he? Oh, he has X strength, so whatever gold. Okay, sorry. I mean, Godry for me is just something that you play for the intrigue and military icon.
But
That's
he
not.
has 3 copies, and you can
unique.
kind of hope for him to stay a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've had decks where there's Doharis, right? That's a 5-3-2, like a Lysandre Delena Godry situation, and if you get him super early, he will eventually, if the opponent doesn't remove him, get to 5.
Yeah, but even more here, where you have a lot of roller events, he can realistically get 2 powers per round. You react to Knights and 2 rulers, so good chance that you'll have 2 triggers every round. That's, I mean, good chance. Some chance, right? Decent chance.
There is actually enough lore stuff that triggers in a bunch of phases. You could get
I think
taxation phase
I think we
events.
talked about it with Zelkor at some point, and I think we come to the conclusion that 5 could be done in 1 round.
Yeah, it could be.
If you had the optimal set, did you
But
say 4?
it's not
either
worth it.
5 or 4 that you can get with perfect cards.
And on that note,
perfect by that standard. Yeah.
Actually, so Nightfire Visions, right, is the event that you name a trait, and then if the opponent reveals a plot with that trait, you draw 3. it's a taxation action, and I've been thinking. Schwaig says a tough decision. Um, I've been thinking about playing that in open deck lists, right? Because you know the traits, and you either call something that you know is virtually certainly going to be revealed, or something that
You don't want to be revealed.
yeah, and then the opponent might have a choice, and it's a straight draw 3, so it's a +2 card gain basically from that event, which is a 0 cost event, and even in open deck lists.
I mean, it sucks because you could have a different card that's better.
Yeah.
Gabi says that they have time. I have been learning German.
Yeah, Schwaik has to play really sharply now. Basically, he's on 7 power. Things are going for him, but yeah, I don't know. It's imagine he does his things and ends this on 10 power, but then Davos with his Ted as a power challenge wins, and Knight of Flowers is banished by the light, and the Arcane Full of Terrors gets rid of Varys, and there's no game for Tyrell. Right? That's the threat. Yeah. You just need to be a little bit careful because there's poison coins going around.
So there was in Discord. Does the event from Shadows works on defense?
Yes.
And you have to win or win by 5?
Just win power. I mean, it costs 2 to bring out, so it's a 4 cost event in total.
Yeah, it's not.
It's a good removal tool, but I think he's basically planning for the Knight of Lars to go. And he should have the strength to push the Power Chancellor and push it with 2 claim from Red on it as well.
Yeah.
So that's 10-5 is.
I mean, he has start on the power anyway, so
Yeah.
should be easy enough.
I don't know about easy. I mean, I don't know what the card in Shadows is.
It could be Gaia.
Could be another Retinue, which is quite a bit of strength.
That can't come out.
That can't come out, yeah, you're right. So I don't know
The
what
worst could be Gaia in terms of.
could come out. There's nothing that can gain enough gold either to just do some kind of Shrewd Diplomat. So the question is, do you actually want to do a military with Red on it instead? But if the card comes out, then it's not to claim. If you have Dark and Full of Terrors for a Varys, and then you do 2 claim military, that will leave the Knight of Flowers all alone there. And you can still stick him in Shadows. So. See, he has the cards. There is actually other cards that could be in Shadows. I just check. There's 1 copy of Pinch for what it's worth. That can also, of course, get rid of Knight of Flowers, but not in an equally satisfying way. And there is no character that has Shadow. So it's either Pinch or it's banished. But there's 3 banished and 1 Pinch, so chances are it's banished. And the goal seems to suggest that it's banished because you wouldn't carry 4 gold through, right?
But do you remember how when we were watching the game against Zelkor, how we kept assuming it is in hand and then it never was?
Yes, I already mentioned that earlier.
Sorry. When I was here not listening or when I was done?
When you were gone.
Okay.
Yeah, calculating what could happen. I think the most important thing is to get the one that Redron is participating in, whether it's to claim military or to claim power, or if you want to win power to do the banished, then make sure you win that. And the rest is a bonus, right? If the magic has counterplay, fair enough.
But let's say there's 7 strength, right? With Ronet and Godry on military. And I think even worst case if it's Guile and you have the Banish or Terror's event.
The thing is,
Put Varys back in.
if it's Gaia, then you stick Varys in before flame, yeah.
Yeah.
That could work, yes.
If you have all of that in hand.
If you have all of that, exactly. I think you'd play an extra character if you didn't, or leave the King's Roads there.
Maybe you want to threaten.
I think if he has the cards, there's just nothing Schwaig can do about it. But if he doesn't, then Schwaig's looking good. He's on 10 power.
Yeah.
I mean, he could. Does he even trigger Varys? I mean, at this point, I don't know.
I don't know. It
Like
leaves Ronet
Ronet to be
empty
marched.
board.
Yeah.
Knight of Flowers with 3 power. Keeps triggering with just.
I think you trigger Varys if you can march the guy and you have 7 cards.
But also, Gabi has 7 cards, and you have a good Knight of Flowers. I don't know. Both work.
Well, so power first.
I mean, the one thing with this open necklace, it's, you know what the plots are, so you can play around the double barring expose with putting only non-character stuff in shadows.
Okay, so he's invested in power. Does that mean it's pinch?
Or dark.
I mean, if it's pinch, he's not winning by 5 even.
Yeah, that's why I don't think it's pinch.
Actually, he might be, because he might darken full of arrows this one instead by emissary. Then he would win by 5 still, even if Knight of Flowers stands to defend himself.
But then you trigger Varys, I think.
Hmm.
Oh, you can pinch Varys then. But then Knight of Flowers stays.
Okay. Just 2. Now we'll see.
And the Ronet works only if participating. He has to participate, not just anyone.
Yeah. And he has no attachments except weapon. In case Milk on Davos. That's not amazing.
But you could have done that before, and then I think. Oh, there's still just 11 strength, so enough.
So in Spanish.
Banish Knight of Flowers.
Could you not milk Godry and then you can't win military?
But
There we go.
okay. I can pull terrorists as well.
You
Yeah.
can't win military though, right? If you just milk. Okay, long term, it's not the best place for the milk. Still. Yeah, and look at the result now. Stand around a little
Yeah, I
bit.
mean, he would be on 5 Godry if he. I mean, this round he would be if you played the Dark and Full Terrors in Dominance.
Can you translate this?
No.
He's thought for a long time if he. What's the rest of the sentence? If he could stop it somehow, possibly. So, now what? So milking Davos means you can Morgulis him for what it's worth, but I don't know. I think it's, I was gonna say, is it Expose or is it the other barring? It's the other barring. Otherwise things can just be replayed in and out of shadows for a decent round for Tyrell. So pressure this round, get close, and then you have expose for whatever is left in shadows if there's something. Then it slowly stops. You need to wait for the plots to turn around. That's assuming the progress stalls. It's 9-5. Could close it. But this deck is tough. The Tyrell deck is tough, so. And it can put something in shadows, some non-character, bring it out for Old Town to try to draw. Have to marshal these as well because it's barring, so. Queen of Thorns, you can grab that. The ability doesn't work, but it's a stealth body, right? Yeah. Well, strength's going down, by the way, so doesn't look as threatening to do some kind of pinch on the other side. Actually, does Tyrell Assault do pinches? I don't think they do. No, they don't. It's just the
Super
poison
bland.
coins.
Yeah, this one can't trigger poison coin.
Hmm. Well, next round, if he's gathered the sparrows in hand, there's no more barring. He has the goal to go a bit crazy with the sparrows and grab some power back.
Yeah, but I don't know. I drawn it. Just doing
It's a
this
smash.
or this.
Well, it's a poison coin threat at least, so I have to deal with it. Ah, okay. He's not going away. Actually,
Well,
March.
unless you have no other character somehow and March gets played.
Yeah, somehow with 8 cards you have nothing else. It was first snow. I don't remember exactly if there's any hedge knights and stuff going back. Ooh, okay. These are played as well as the restricted card. Makes sense. And Levi is taken. So next round has to be not exchange, exposed duplicity because there's Varys and Knight of Flowers in shadows, so you can't leave them there. And there is a Hedge Knight. Okay. Now will locations of sack, but he did just check the hand, so okay. He did check the hand, so is that now just enough? So we have 3 challenges. That's 3 unopposed, that's 12. Power claim is 13, and Red Hornet can do an additional one, is 14, and Dominance. So if that was it, but he doesn't know if the card in shadows, if there's a non-character that can come in and trigger Old Town Undercity to do some kind of magic. but probably not at this point. Ooh, okay. So Schwaig says he has an action after Imri was marshaled. So patience comes straight back, and let's see what he does. Ah, milk for Imri, yes. It's a minor help, but it saved the game. So there was a useful non-character. However, it's still close to 15, because there's still at least one unopposed, and it's still going to be 2 claim power. Actually, now there might be 2 claim military instead. And then you do unopposed on the other challenges, right?
2 military, 3 unopposed, and Dom, still yours.
It's 14. He needed 3 unopposed and 2 claim power instead of military. It's going to be 14 now, and then exposed blade. I think. Yeah, I'm sure. So Schwaik passed, which makes sense because he needs to defend to get to 15. He won't have a chance because military is done first, but I wonder if there was a way of just doing power because he has he can take. Oh, he has 0 claim. He's got study set. Yeah, even if you blank red on it, it doesn't help. So I think passing is as good as he could have done really. I think doing power with Ronat ends up on 14 just the same, so we may as well do military to kill them both.
And is there any other reset coming?
There's the Harrises on both sides still.
And marched.
Yes. And the pointy end, but next plot will be exposed duplicity.
Neither worries.
That one could have been marshaled in theory.
Then it would just die. Right?
Possibly, but not at least 3. Okay, so 14 it is. Milk saves it. Now will we see a magical comeback? How many of those sparrows are lurking about still?
There's 2 marks, right? So I'm not seeing a magical comeback happening.
Tyrell's tough, right?
And this is now Old Town means no Subtown.
Yes. And we are going to place the gold, and now he's going to try to compete.
I mean, the draw is there to be fair, and
Yeah. You could stall Baratheon on 14. Baratheon's not going to have an anti-shadow slot for 2 more rounds.
So we know there's now Varys and Knight of Flowers, right?
Draws 3. He has 7 econ against 1000. Goes first though, just to make sure that Tyrell has to defend. Oh, and this is in hand. Okay, now you can.
Yeah, that sucks a little bit.
You can never be sure because of Old Town Undercity, but I mean it's the second Red Priest and he's drawn half the deck, so it's not like it's amazing. But yeah,
It does suck a lot.
of course it does. But you still have Undercity, so you will draw the best card of the 3 that are still on top of your deck. Even after this.
It's taking some time to choose, so it's
I mean, he can calculate the
presumably a good hand, but
rest of the round, basically.
there's sparrows.
Yeah.
So one dead, one gone, and I don't think it's coming back. Unless you can somehow poison coin, but I think it's gonna be over before that.
Maybe. Longer game than I expected. Or maybe not. I mean, we did say Tyrell stuff. It's round 5. But I really had all the cards, but then Tyrell had the amazing draw from the start. If Bara can't close, then... Okay, to be fair, if Bara can't close, they will surely get another window after they get the 2 barrings back. Tyrell is strong on the board as well, but they are not quite the same without jumping. No threats with the events this time, only 1 gold left. So, but you have to stop the power challenge and the military, the guy with renowned former champion. 19 gold, so everything that's in hand is now going to be played out. That draws 2 basically. How about the Knight of Flowers and the Queen's Retinue? Are people arguing about rotation on Discord? That's what's happening.
That is what's happening, yes. Yeah. I mean, I think people are now specifically discussing the poll about rotation. So. Now let's see how many new sparrows Schwaig found.
Yeah, I doubt he found new sparrows, but if he found Knight of Flowers and Queen's Retinue, for instance, he has to defend former champion and power claim. And oppose the intrigue in the meantime.
And possibly do a power challenge of his own.
So let's see. Starting military will force the character. I mean, could you attack military with everyone? Let's see. So what did you say about nightmares? Well, there are 2 nightmares, so. Yeah, that's a bit risky. Could get blanked and then you're not winning the game. Power with everyone is too easily defended. And starting intrigue means she can cheat something in. Okay, you'd have the gold anyway, so I wonder if that's such a big concern, really. But it will trigger another city again.
Yeah,
Get
to
some
be
kind of
fair,
we light the way and another card. There we are.
there's a red thing, yeah.
These guys will fight, that's the thing. Needs nightmares though. Or a milk. Or to defend. Because it's also to claim.
Does he have any Vardis?
Who? Tyrell?
Yeah, Tyrell, if you defend with Vardis.
No. But Vara does.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. But if you defend with Vardis, that works, right? It triggers before renown.
Sure. Okay, so. Ooh, the 2 claimer is getting removed. Oh, both of them. Well.
But
But I can't oppose it, so it's just gonna lose on the unopposed military. That's sad because he did so well, and look at the defenders. He can defend all the challenges, and we go another round.
It was a tough matchup, but he did put up a really good fight. Schwaig did.
Mm-hmm. Didn't need that much more, honestly, to make it a game. This deck, I'm really impressed by this Tyrell deck. It's so resilient. Ran into really anti-shadow stuff here. I mean, it's not meant to be anti-shadows. It's meant to be I put stuff in shadows and lock
but
them.
It also works anti-shadows.
It happens to work
Even within
additionally.
the meta, there's a lot of shadows in the tournament.
Yeah.
Soon.
Okay. I don't know how quick we will jump into the next one. Yeah, he did take Sparrows, which if Schwaig triggered it, would put Gabi back on 14. And look at the defense. So basically, okay, he had to spend diplomats, but what's the strength now? 15 on the power challenge, right? Can do an intrigue with Red Priest to make sure one of the power icons kneels, and then that's 11. And you would have 9 only, so it's quite something. Then Tyrell wins power back, gets Staricept, Bara wins dominance, we go another round, but another round is and Harris and such. So. And Tyrell is back. And I don't know if you can get to the second barrack and have it do any real damage. Yeah.
Oh, a lot of German.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, around it was alright. Especially since he pressured military because Tyrell had to play on the board but didn't get the military icons. To be fair, they're not that strong on the military icons, they're stronger on the power.
Yeah, I think the deck that got is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to see. It's gonna also work with some other new cards that are coming out. I think,
He says 3 minutes, so that gives us time to check the deck set.
Okay.